I'm so fucking drunk here with yet another attempt at an ale review, but it's not really an attempt at an ale review because I've reviewed these two and now it's a chance to marry them up and see what I can come up with. The first one I reviewed was the old 50s Sweetheart, the old Tennents Sweetheart Stout, 2% the Richter scale, the old girl there for the 50s. Anybody out there knows what her name is? Give me a shout, because obviously she must have been a model at some point. I've not googled it or anything to find out. I dare say if you googled it you could find out. So it's got the old Sweetheart Stout in it, and it's got I'm going to use, stay in the Tennents stable. A lot of people used to use different beers with this actually. I'm going to use Tennents Special Ale with it. To create the sweet black and tan, as it's known. There's the pour. There we go. We're getting the pour again here. Sweet black and tan. Used to take it to there when I worked in the bars. Used to be generous. So, like some of the pubs I used to work in, right? Used to get guys like, ask for a sweet black and tan. They would just give you a half a beer. Like, so that's a tight arse kind of thing. Like, well, I thought it was anyway. I used to give people like the 3/4 of a pint, right? Because they were paying for the bottle on top, which was a lot dearer. Because that's when the markup was. These guys used to come in bottles, glass bottles, in the bars, so they were quite expensive. So I used to give people a little bit of the. Used to give them a wee bit of head on it, right? And then they just let it, some of the wiser people out there used to just let it settle, and they knew they got the beer. So they would get about 3/4 of a pint out of me. That was good. That's why I always used to get the odd beer bought for me. So anyway, the old sweet black and tan, as we're going to create here now. Another trip down memory lane for me. There we go, the Sweetheart Stout in it. I can get a wee head on it. There we go, that's risen up beautifully. There you go, and bring that up there. That's a wee marriage made in heaven. Real old guy done a yin and yang. He done a monster one. I think they were about 10% beers, yin and yang, a black and tan. I don't know if you guys down in England have ever had sweet black and tan. I think this is original to Scotland. It's a great wee beer. It's a kind of beer that if you went out on a Friday night and you had a real heavy one, you would go into a pub and you were looking for the hair of the dog. And the hair of the dog, for anyone like Canada, America, or anyone, or Japan or Korea, which I've discovered there's people in Korea and Japan, hello, that watch my videos. Hey, I found that out recently. It's the hair of a dog means it's like to have a drink to make you feel better the day after drinking heavily the night before. Like a cura, hair of the dog. I don't know. Every country and every creed's got a name for it. We call it the hair of the dog, the cura, or just make you feel better. The doctor help me. Used to be a wee guy in one of the bars I used to work in years ago. He used to call me doctor. So about the first 2 or 3 pints, and then he would start calling me by my name. Because I was the guy who was going to sort him out for the day. So anyway, we'll get back to the sweet black and tan, which is a mixture of the Sweetheart Stout and the Tennents Special. So I'm going a wee trip down memory lane. It's a long time since I had one of these. So slangy that. See what I can come up with. That is gorgeous. That is absolutely fantastic, and there it is. What I remember of it is the lacing in the glass. That's what I remember for a sweet black and tan. You drink the Sweetheart Stout itself, it is very, very sweet. I'm drinking this with Tennents 70, but believe it or not, the weapon of choice used to be Tartan Special. With this, I remember like when I used to drink it in pubs years and years ago, I would drink it with Tartan Special because Tartan Special wasn't as sweet as the Tennents 70 or the Tennents Special Ale. It wasn't as sweet, it was a wee bit bitter, and that kind of married in a wee bit better with the Sweetheart Stout. But even with that, although the 70, the ale is a little bit sweet, it's still a beautiful wee drink. A really, really nice wee drink. Sweet black and tan. Beautiful stuff. I don't really get anything off the nose with this. I don't actually. I don't, because when I reviewed the Tennent Special itself, I get a nice caramel smell off it. But with the Sweetheart Stout, which I reviewed on its own as well, I didn't get anything off the nose off of that at all. But anyway, it's a nice wee drink revisited by me. I'm going to get back in here again, give it another wee taste, and give you a Sofa King drunk rating. That's a lip smacker, that one. Hey, you guys down in England actually, that if you do watch my beer reviews, get yourself a can of bitter, a can of ale, a cheap ale, one of the ones low Richter scales. Get yourself maybe a wee can of moccasins or something, and give it 3/4 beer, a quarter stout. And I tell you, if you've never tried it, a black and tan, but this is a sweet one because it's Sweetheart Stout, have a go at it and you'll be pleasantly surprised. You could be pleasantly surprised, but maybe trip down Nostalgia Street once again, and I'm going to give this, and here we are, I'll show you the two guys in question. There we are. It's Tennent's 70 shilling and the Tennent's Sweetheart Stout, which is 2 in the Richter scale, 3.5 in the Richter scale, so they're not really strong beers, but that's a beautiful marriage, that. Should have a wee man on that. Because it's a nice wee marriage. Beautiful beer, and it's a wee trip down Nostalgia Street for me. And I'm going to give the two of them in the glass a Sofa King drunk rating of 7.5 out of 10. That is a great wee beer. So anyone out there who still drinks old Sweet Black and Tan, give me a shout, a wee comment below. Anyone out there who wants to try it, I recommend you do try it. The Moccasin Stout, totally different from Sweetheart Stout, so but it's still got its own character and flavour, and it would mix well with a bitter for you English guys down there. And anyone out in America or Canada, Korea, Japan, anywhere, America even, there's Australians who watch my videos as well. Anyone out there likes to see this and never tried it, have a go at it because it's quite nice. Anyway, this is Sofa King drunk saying to you, Slangy Va. Keep drinking good beer, and I'll see you again in another beer review. Cheers now.